You are safe wherever you are because you are you, and you are able to regulate yourself and provide yourself with the comfort and the safety that you require to be okay, no matter where you are. Welcome to Ebbs and Flows with Erin. In this show, we're getting real about navigating the ups and downs of life together. I'm your host, Erin, and we're ditching the pressure to have it all figured out along the way because honestly, nobody does. We'll explore all things healing, growing, creating, and connecting. And if you deal with anxiety, depression, being a highly sensitive person, or just feeling overwhelmed by life sometimes, I see you, and this show is for you. My intention with these conversations is simple: to leave you feeling empowered, validated, and most importantly, reminded that you are never alone, no matter where you're at on your own journey. Learning that we all have the power to heal genuinely changed my life. And the best part, healing does not have to be complicated. The smallest changes really can make the biggest impact, and it can be joyful, fulfilling, and something that we do together. So join me in getting real about what it means to heal. Thank you for being here, and now let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to Ebbs and Flows with Erin, or welcome back to Ebbs and Flows with Erin. I'm your host, Erin, and I am so grateful to have you here with me today, as I'm going to talk about tips for travel anxiety. As someone who was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and just generally struggled with anxiety throughout my life, I know that times of travel can really exacerbate anxiety symptoms, and leading up to a trip, you can even start to worry about what if I experience anxiety on this trip, and that worry and stress alone can perpetuate anxiety to come up while you're traveling. And no matter how excited you are to go on your vacation or your trip, anxiety may come up, especially depending on the state of our nervous system and if we are actively doing nervous system regulation work in our regular day to day. Because as I've shared on the podcast before, and we have a specific nervous system regulation episode that you can listen to if you feel called, but the more that we regularly practice nervous system regulation, the more we are able to naturally and easily access that regulated state when triggers do come up. And worrying about if anxiety is going to come up leading up to your trip just exacerbates the likelihood that anxiety is going to come up. So, my number one tip here is to prepare, to familiarize yourself with where you're going, what the food is like there, what the environment you're going to be in is like there, and just prepare the best you can for your trip. Because anxiety can often be tied to feeling out of control, and you want to feel in control of what's going on around you and inside of you so that you don't feel anxious. And the reality is we cannot control things outside of us, but we can prepare the best that we can, and there's nothing wrong with preparing. But we don't want to prepare in a controlling way. There's just nothing wrong with preparing yourself for your trip and where you're going and for possible scenarios that may come up. So I know for myself, I'm headed out on a trip in 2 days, and I'm preparing by looking up what the weather's going to be like, what types of activities I might be doing, what food might I be eating, what might I need in the room to make me comfortable for sleep. I will often joke that I'm bringing a whole pharmacy with me on vacations, but I do. I bring whatever supplements I'm taking, whatever supplements might help for things like struggling to sleep, or if you have some digestive issues when you're traveling. So I'll bring supplements for that. I bring whatever I think I might need that will help me to feel comfortable in whatever scenario I may be in. And so there's nothing wrong with being prepared, but also just accepting that you can't control everything. And the next step is to lean into trusting, and just trusting that things are happening for your highest good and that things are working out the way they're meant to work out. And this goes hand in hand with our episode turning worry and doubt into trust and faith. You're going to be better off leaning into trusting and having faith that things are going to go smoothly on your vacation, everything's going to work out for the best, and that everything's going to be okay. Leaning into those feelings are immediately setting you on a better path than worrying about what's going to happen or what you might feel. So yes, can be easier said than done, but whenever you catch yourself starting to enter that worried state, just try to shift yourself back into trusting and having faith that the universe is always co-conspiring in your favor, and things are all working out for the best. Okay, another tip is to download some guided meditations. So download some guided meditation podcasts so that you can have them on the plane or throughout your travels. You can get all different kinds of meditations for grounding, for anxiety relief, for sleep, whatever you may need. Just download as many as you can so that you can listen to them anywhere and everywhere, regardless of if you have service on your phone. Especially for on the airplane, I know flying is often the most anxious point for someone with anxiety when it comes to traveling. You can get specific flight anxiety meditations on podcasts. I like to have those downloaded when I am flying anywhere. And aside from meditations, download podcasts, shows, and music that just make you feel good, that you know make you feel good, so that you can have access to those at any time. You can also download healing frequencies on whatever you listen to your music on, and there's specific healing frequencies and binaural beats for specific things like anxiety relief and calm and stress relief and digestive issues, even sleep, grounding. So just even knowing that you have access to these meditations and these healing frequencies will help to calm you and regulate you, because you know you have access to them at any time if you happen to start to feel anxiety coming up. Another tip is breathing patterns. So do some box breathing. So 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds out. Or you can do a physiological sigh, which is one long inhale, a second sharp inhale, and then a long exhale out of your mouth. You can do some pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. I've shared about these in our nervous system regulation episode, but any of these breathing techniques you can do anywhere at any time. Once again, you can do them on the airplane. I shared an energy practice, which is called the fingertip and wrist holding technique, on Instagram that you can do in public anywhere. You can do this easily on the airplane. Connecting with your breath is always one of the most sure ways to regulate your nervous system and bring you back into a grounded, calm, regulated state. So speaking of grounding, there is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. You can do this on the airplane or wherever you are when you're traveling. If you start to feel anxiety come up, you can pause. You can notice 5 things that you can see around you, see in your environment. Then 4 things that you could touch in your environment. 3 things that you can hear in your environment or inside of you, just 3 things you can hear. 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And before you start doing this, you want to pay attention to your breathing, or maybe you're doing a breathing exercise while you are performing this 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And this is going to help ground you into the present and get your mind focusing on something outside of feeling anxiety. Okay, another tip is to carry peppermint oil with you. I've mentioned before, my peppermint oil goes everywhere I go. I don't go anywhere without my peppermint oil because it is really good for aromatherapy when it comes to anxiety or even feeling nauseous or having a headache. It's really very multi-use, but I love it for anxiety, and I will literally just sniff the bottle when I'm feeling anxious, or I will dab it on my wrists, on my neck, on my chest, on my temples. I will put it anywhere and everywhere, or like I said, just sniff it out of the bottle, but it is going to promote a sense of calm and relaxation. So I take that everywhere with me, even on the plane. And another thing I will bring everywhere is L-theanine. I've mentioned this as well. It's an all-natural supplement that promotes calm and relaxation and can help to stop racing thoughts and is really useful for anxiety. So I'll also take that everywhere and anywhere with me. If you're on a plane and you are in a state of anxiety or you're starting to feel anxiety come up, I suggest that when the beverage cart comes around, you ask for a cup of ice. And you can literally hold ice cubes in the palm of your hand, and this is going to be cold exposure, and this is stimulating your nervous system and resetting it, allowing it to regulate and shift you into rest and digest mode. I have done this before when I felt anxious on a plane, and I love cold exposure for when you feel anxiety. When I'm at home, I will dunk my face in a bowl of ice. I will hold ice cubes. I will put ice bags on my chest, on my neck, on my head. I will get in a cold shower. Cold exposure is amazing. And on the airplane, you can practice this by just asking for a cup of ice. Or if you're traveling, if you're in a hotel, get ice from the ice machine, call room service, ask for ice. If you're at a restaurant, get a cup of ice. Something I've realized is you can really get ice pretty much anywhere. Or you can excuse yourself to the bathroom and run your hands under cold water, splash your neck or your chest or your face. If you're a girl and you have makeup on, you might be thinking, I'm not going to splash my face with water. Well, you can do your neck or your chest, your hands, cold water, ice. You can access pretty much anywhere. It's going to be helpful for anxiety. Okay, another tip is to visualize a white bubble of light surrounding you. So whether you're on a plane or whatever you're traveling in, wherever you are traveling around, you can do it while you're exploring out on the streets, you can do it anywhere. Visualize a protective white bubble of light around you and visualize that it is protecting you from the energies around you and that your energy is safe and grounded inside of this white bubble of light. And at the end of your night while you're traveling, doing this visualization again and visualize that any cords connecting you to any other sources of energy that you may have picked up throughout the day and night are being removed from your energy field. They are being removed from you. You can call in your higher power, your angels. Archangel Michael is great for cleansing your energy and protecting your energy. You can call him in to vacuum out your energy centers, remove the cords connecting you to other energies. However you want to do it, you can make it as spiritual as you want or not, but just visualizing that your energy is grounded and protected from taking on the energies of others, other environments, other people, other things. Protecting your energy. What's important here is the intention of staying grounded in your own energy and calling your energy back to yourself every day and night. Especially as a highly sensitive person, your nervous system is wired to be more sensitive and to take in everything around it throughout the day. So this is going to be really powerful for you. And I do this in my regular life as well, but it's extra helpful and useful when you are traveling in foreign environments. I know there are a lot of people that can travel by the seat of their pants and they pack the night before and they just throw whatever in and they don't even have to think really about what they're bringing or where they're going or what they're doing. Those people that don't really need to know details or don't need to plan and can just show up and pray, I commend them and I sometimes envy them, but we are not all made the same and we are not meant to be the same. But if you are someone who experiences anxiety, it is okay to prepare. And you're going to thank yourself for doing so. And okay, my final tip for today is to remind yourself that you are safe in your mind and body. You are safe wherever you are because you are you and you are able to regulate yourself and provide yourself with the comfort and the safety that you require to be okay, no matter where you are. And when and if you start to have those intrusive thoughts, challenging them is going to be really powerful. Challenging the intrusive thoughts, and at that point, you will often start to realize that you are more safe and okay than your brain is trying to tell you that you are just because you're in a foreign environment, and that you have all the tools within yourself to make sure that you are safe and comfortable and able to enjoy your travels, and that your thoughts are not facts and you do not have to believe them. So if they are starting to feed you intrusive thoughts that are trying to tell you that you have something to worry about or you're not safe and anxiety starts to come up, you know that that is not true and you have all the tools you need inside of yourself, knowing that you will be okay. And also, if you do feel some anxiety, that's okay too. It's okay to feel anxiety. If those symptoms do come up, just reminding yourself you are safe to feel them and that they will pass and you will be okay like you've been okay every single time that you've ever felt them before. So I hope that you can find something here that is helpful for you in your travels and can allow you to focus on enjoying your travels rather than worrying about if you are going to experience anxiety during them. You always have your breath to connect to, you always have your body to work with, and you do not have to listen to your thoughts because they are not facts. And I promise that you are stronger and more capable of entering a grounded, regulated state and feeling comfortable and happy and at ease, no matter where you are, than you might think. So if you try any of these out, or if you have before and you have some favorites, or if you have anything you want to share, I would love to hear from you. I love to hear from you guys on Instagram at ebbsandflows222. You can send me a DM or email me at erinebbsandflows@gmail.com. all linked in the show notes below. I'm sending a lot of love and gratitude and healing, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye!